माइक्स कौन अब्दुल्ला टर्न ऑन करेगा सबके?
Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Rida from Dice Analytics. I would be your host for this session and would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you on behalf of Dice for today's free webinar on data to innovation, business analytics made easy. Dice Analytics is proud to have a domain expert like Mr. Ali Raza Anjum as our guest speaker today. Mr. Ali has 10 plus years of experience in well-renowned telecom companies of Pakistan. His key expertise is in the domains of data science, machine learning, big data, data visualization, data-driven marketing, and customer value management. He's a co-founder at Dice Analytics and is currently working with World Bank and analyzing data-driven patterns and facts. In today's session, Mr. Ali Raza will be enlightening you about data-driven decision-making and storytelling with data. He will be discussing tools and techniques for today's business analysts and how to plan a career in business analytics domain. He will also be elaborating on the role of networking with business analytics industry professionals. Also, this webinar will be followed by a Q&A session at the end, so you all are requested to kindly note down your queries during the session. That's all from my side. Thank you. Over to Mr. Ali now.
Thank you. Thank you, Rida. Rida, should we wait for another few minutes for joining people?
Sure, sir.
No, Swaip, we are waiting for others to join. we will start at 7:15. आवाज आ रही मेरी सबको?
जी, you're audible.
मैंने पार्टिसिपेंट्स की माइक भी ऑन कर दी।
जी सर, आपकी आवाज आ रही है।
जी जी। सर हम स्टार्ट करते हैं, 7:15 होने वाले हैं, तो आई गेस स्टार्ट करते हैं। आज का जो वेबिनार है इट्स ऑल अबाउट बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स, ठीक है। और बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स से रिलेटेड जो क्वेश्चंस हैं, ये एक्चुअल में बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स की टर्म क्या है उसको एक्सप्लेन करना, और प्लस हम एंड पे थोड़ा बहुत डेटा लिटरेसी का भी देखेंगे कि अच्छा जी बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स टर्म को ओवरऑल कहाँ फिट किया जाता है पूरे इकोसिस्टम के अंदर। विल बी लुकिंग एट इट। अच्छा, एक नाम है फर्टन फर्टून अहमद मोहम्मद। I hope you can understand Urdu, or should I continue in English? Please let me know. Ahmed Mohammed, can you please confirm? Okay, sure, sure. I will continue in English. So today webinar is all about business analytics. So business analytics is a like term which is quite you can say that quite being discussed among different organizations, and not only particularly from the capability development, but also from the career perspective as well. So this session is purely focused on the term business analytics. So we will be decoding this term down the road. Just a quick introduction of myself. I have total 12 plus years of experience managing my two startups. One of them is Dicentrix, another one is Viewlitics. I have technical degree plus a commercial degree as well. From my job-oriented career, I have worked in almost every telco of Pakistan, and main focus was related to one-on-one targeting campaigns based on the insights from data science, business analytics, and other things, right? So this is my, you can say that a quick introduction of mine. So before moving forward, I will request everyone that they should introduce themselves. I will call out a name and you can introduce either by turning on your mic or you can type in the window. So first name is Asid Raza, and it should be like three things. Number one is your name. Let me just open that. So first one is Asad. So please tell about your experience and expectations from today's session. You can turn on your mic and you can speak, or you can type your answer in chat window, please.
Assalamu alaikum and greetings to everyone. I'm Asad Raza. Basically, I'm an MBA marketing fresh graduate, and my experience is that I've done a social media marketing virtual internship with Gautech, an international provider of telecommunication and other technology-induced equipments, as well as a marketing internship with Teletalim, which is an e-learning organization. My expectations from today's session is that how could business analytics benefit a fresh MBA marketing graduate from the career perspective? Thank you.
Done. Next one in line is Fahad Saqib. Fahad Saqib, can you please turn on your mic and you can introduce yourself? Next one is Ahmed Mohammed. Can you please tell about yourself? You can turn on your mic, you can talk, or you can type your introduction in chat window, please. Next one is Haris Mansoor. Haris Mansoor, please, you can. Next one is
Assalamualaikum.
Fasam.
I am Haras Mansoor. I am currently a student of Bachelor's in Computer Science from FAST University. So my expectation from today is to learn more about business analytics and how it differs from data science and type of these fields.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Next one is line is M. Arkam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assam.
Basically, I'm a doctor. मैंने अभी MBBS की है और I want to explore कि business analytics में career opportunities आगे क्या हैं, क्योंकि I think इसका healthcare field में जो healthcare organizations होती हैं उसमें काफी application हो सकती है.
Right. Next one is Mavish Rani. Mavish, if you can like turn on your mic, introduce yourself. MSCS and expectations from the course, please, or from the session today. Next in line is Mohammed Imran Haral. Then there is Muhammad Suhaib.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm an accountant by profession, professional accountant. I've done my ACC and I've also done my ICW. Then I've mainly worked in audit roles, internal audit and external audit roles. I've worked for the Big Four and a few other companies, audit companies, and some manufacturing concerns as well. My expectations from this course are that I want to find out a complete career path and where this business analytics course fits into that career path. And are there other linking, sort of courses or any other study one should do to, progress on to an expert level? And I would also like to know the difference between business analytics and business intelligence, and at the same time, a final thing that how does this differ from data science? I think data science, this is part of it, but I mean, if the host could clarify the concept, that would be really nice. Thank you so much.
Sure. Next one in line is Rao.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I have about 16 years of experience in IT telecom sector. My main intention from today's seminar is just to understand the teaching quality and the expertise of DICE, and also to get to know something about how do you guys plan about business analytics courses. My intention is purely from corporate perspective.
Sure. Next is Nikat Ambreen.
Assalamualaikum. I have a degree in statistics and development studies. और आज की सेशन को ज्वाइन करने का जो मेरा एम है वो मैं होम बेस्ड अपॉर्चुनिटीज के हवाले से देखना चाह रही हूँ क्या इस वक्त ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल हैं या कोई मार्केट क्या है.
ठीक है, done. There are two other participants as well. I guess this is enough to have a basic idea that what people. There is another name. I guess Ijaz Ahmed Khan. If you want to introduce yourself. Faisal Suleiman. Then there is Ahmed Mohammed, if you want to speak. So just I got a glimpse what people are expecting. I will try to cover each and aspect one by one. So can someone please tell that what do you mean when the term business analytics comes to your mind, or first time you read about this term? What does it comes to your mind?
For me, it's more about using data to solve business problems.
Okay, data to solve problems. Anyone else? Anyone else want to explain that one? What's the understanding at your end about business analytics?
maybe बिजनेस में जो डाटा बिजनेस से रिलेटेड डाटा होता है उसके ऊपर डिफरेंट एनालिसिस लाइक प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस प्रोडक्ट्स की कितनी सेल और परचेज हो रही है इस तरह से लेट्स इस तरह के काइंड ऑफ सॉल्यूशन इसमें से फाइंड आउट करना बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स को
ठीक है, डन। अगर हम आगे चले ना तो एक ये कह लें कि जो बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स टर्म है, it's a complete what we can say is like a mixture of multiple fields. ठीक है, हम आगे डेटा साइंस को भी डिस्कस करेंगे in detail, but like what you can understand here from this perspective is that it's a combination of multiple fields. This is number one, this is number two, this is number three. So business analytics lies here. Once we will move forward, we will discuss about business intelligence software, management, and analytical skills, right? So we can easily say that it's a multidisciplinary field. It's not only a one field, right? Where being a business analytics expert, you have to learn about 2 to 3 different skill sets, which we will discuss in detail, right? But end goal of this whole purpose is this domain is that if you have data in hand about your customers, about your products, about your employees, then how you can find new business opportunities, right? We'll write it as a right? And then we will break this further. So as of now, the takeaway of this slide is that it's a multidisciplinary field. It's a mixture of multiple fields, and all of the 3 fields are mentioned here, right? So just before jumping to next slide deck, can anyone please explain that, for example, what does it mean by this management? Like this is quite obvious that it's talking about tools. This thing is talking about your analytical capability. What does it mean by this management circle?
So I guess when you use the data to analyze business-related problems or predict future scenarios, you need to have those convincing and software management skills to convince your management that you need to apply, or you need to. I mean, you need to have that much convincing skills to convince your management to perform that particular action that you have derived from your data.
Okay. Anyone else? Management decision making.
Yeah, I think management means decision making and the organization and working with the data, and then decision making out of that data is the management.
Okay. So if we move forward, we will discuss this management thing by the end of this slide deck. There's a complete portion which is associated with this management area. You can say that management circle. Fatih, you want to ask any question? Ahmed Mohammed, you raise the hand. If you have any question, please ask. So we defined. So first thing, we have clarified that business analytics is a multidisciplinary field. This was the first thing which we have to take away, and we can simply like I will keep maintaining an Excel file in parallel to identify the key takeaways. So this is the number one takeaway which we have learned so far. Then jumping back to the slide deck. Next thing is that we also call business analytics as an umbrella term. So second thing is umbrella term, right? So there was some question that where does business under the business analytics, where does the term business intelligence lies? Where does the term business analytics lies? So basically business analytics is an umbrella term which covers both sides, this one and this one as well, right? So being a business analytics expert, you have to learn something about the BI and visualization and data exploration tools. Plus, you must have some basic knowledge of advanced statistical frameworks or advanced statistical algorithm, so that you can become a true business analytics expert, right? So again, coming back to you guys, can anyone tell me about like why we are terming it as umbrella term? They could have been another thing, or we could have represented it in a different way. What can be the reason that I selected this visuals for the explanation of word business analytics?
It's a very broad concept which encompasses these two and other things as well.
Yes. Anyone else? So, it's a very well, I guess, explained by Asad, that basically business intelligence, business analytics is a term which cut through both of these terms, right? Maybe a business analytics person doesn't need to become an expert in business intelligence. Neither he should be an expert in advanced analytics, but at least he should have a high level language of all of these domains, right? It's not necessary that he should be an expert of the particular domain, but at least you should understand the whole life cycle. That, for example, if we come back to the Excel, so now let's move forward towards breakdown of these terms, like what is business intelligence and what is advanced analytics, right? So again, before I will explain these terms, can someone if someone wants to contribute, that will be really great. What does it mean when someone asks that this is business intelligence?
I think maybe it's more linked to the prediction, future prediction, predictive modeling, like using data to analyze the current situation, and based on the current situation, you just can predict, that how, so for instance, if you just, focusing on product sale in upcoming years or months, then you can just, use the current data or past data to have an idea that how much and how many products we will be able to sell in next upcoming years or months.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I think business intelligence is like the understanding of the business, with what industry you are in, what are the requirement, what kind of the data you use for the specific kind of the problem or the challenge that you are working on. So understanding of that, the process, is the business intelligence.
Uh, both of the answers were relatively correct, but let's try to dig down this term business intelligence. As of now, what we have told, clarified so far, that business analytics is an umbrella term and it's a combination of multiple fields. We will explain it later. But do you people agree that every business have some timeline? Timeline means there is a history or like daily activities across the business, right? They will be launching some new products, like new offers, right? Acquiring new customers, right? Old customers will be leaving. right? New customers will be like customers will be reviving. Then like there will be customer experience issues and other things, right? So there can be so many things when you are running a business. These are the things, right? So now these are the activities which we have discussed, but let's come to this point. Why I have specified this term separately? Business have some timeline, history, or daily activities. Any guess from you guys?
So because all of these events are happening within a time frame.
Yes. Anything else? So,
and if you want to check the progress,
yes, please.
Yeah, if you want to check the progress or otherwise of something, you need to have a context, and in this context, time is, I think, one of the best ways.
Yes. So, so when we talk about like analytics, the term analytics, whenever we will say like term analytics, then definitely time-based analysis, like we are talking about, right? For example, number of males in Pakistan, right, versus females in Pakistan. If we are running this analysis, we will assign a time with it, right? For example, we will say that this number is related to 2022, this number is related to 2023, and other things. Or, for example, if we have to analyze petrol prices, then definitely like we have to assign or track the prices over a timeline, right? For example, what were the prices back in 2021? What were the prices now? How much prices have increased till now, right? And other things. So business intelligence is all about like if we like explain it in a much easier way, then it's all about, it's driven from the word analytics. Analytics is all about like hidden patterns, insights, and other things. So business intelligence is all about like providing right information to right decision maker in your organization at the right time. So I will write it here. Right information to right person in your organization at right time. Right. So this is the high level explanation or high level definition of the business intelligence. But from where it comes, right? So this thing, this definition is being derived from so when we will move forward from this thing, like right information to right person at right time, right? So what will be the first step to ensure that this practice should be followed across the organization? Can someone like please explain?
I think making a procedure or SOPs maybe.
Anything else?
So can you please repeat the question?
Okay. So question is that if I explain, if I assume that this definition, right information to right person at right time, is the high level definition of business intelligence, right? If we have to implement this practice, then what can be the next steps or what can be the underlying steps to ensure that this practice will be followed?
इसके लिए हम एक रिपोर्टिंग मैकेनिज्म बना सकते हैं, कोई डैशबोर्ड या फिर शेयरेबल पोर्टल बना सकते हैं जहां से एक स्पेसिफाइड इंफॉर्मेशन आती रहे.
Okay, anything else?
So we have to ensure that the data quality is good, it's accurate, it's provided at the right amount of data is provided at the right levels of the organization.
What if I say that first step is all about that if we have to provide information to someone, then we have to build a layer of data capturing a story where we can store the data, right? Data about our customers, data about our products, data about our financials, data about our HR. The first step in this definition?
Yes, so that's true.
Right. So now what will be the next step? Like once we have stored the data, what will be the next step?
To update the information on a timely manner, I think.
Okay. Cyclic information capturing. What will be the third step?
Sorting the data.
Sorting the data or anything else?
And data cleaning.
Analyzing data.
So third step will be the data cleaning, the data aggregation, and other things. For example, one of the example related to third one is, let's suppose I am collecting customer CNIC. So someone is entering the CNIC, providing the CNIC like in this format, let's suppose with dashes. Another one is providing CNIC in another format, right? And someone comes and like he just you can say that he's providing the CNIC in terms of spaces, right? So we have to, while coming back to the like business intelligence term, there's a key step which we call as data transformation and other things. So this comes under that we have to standardize this information, that even though if some information is being entered in a different format, at the end of the day, to the decision maker, it should come in a standard format. You can either follow this format, you can either follow this format, you can follow this format. But at the end of the day, the final decision maker who is looking after the information, he should get the information from the three different sources, accumulated and aggregated in a standard manner. So that's why I've written here data cleansing, sorting, and aggregating, right? There's another term which comes under this umbrella as well. We call it as data warehouse. We will also like explain it once we will clear this discussion, that what are the different steps. So what will be the fourth step? Can anyone please tell?
Data modeling.
Sorry?
Data modeling.
Data modeling. Anything else? Anyone else?
Identifying patterns.
Whatever I say, it's come the data visualization part.
Okay.
Right? For example, since we have collected data, so now we want to analyze that data, and definitely there's a famous quote that data visualization against data visualization, that one picture is better than 1,000 words, right? So this thing is purely related to that fourth step, right? And we will also discuss the tools and other things, right? So what will be the fifth step, or will not be there be any fifth step? Can anyone please add something?
So getting insights, trends, patterns from the visualization or other analysis that we do on the data.
Okay. Anyone else?
These could be actions taken based on the data.
Right. So these are the fifth steps. Like we have to capture the data, then we have to like make sure the data is being coming smoothly in my system. Then it's being properly aggregated and standardized and cleaned, so that whenever I want to build a visualization and I have to present it to the decision maker, it should be error free, should be readily available, and should be error free, right? So these 4 to 5 steps like term define the definition of business intelligence, right? But if I let me also like place another color here so that you people can differentiate it? Can someone please like if they can give their input that how we can further simplify this definition of business intelligence? Can someone please like explain, add something? What if I say it like this, that what happened in my business, right? And when happened in my business. Isn't the business intelligence is all about these two terms, about these two questions? Like, for example, my sales are declining, right? Based on the month on month basis. In let's suppose in May, I made a sales of 1,000 rupees, but now I have only made a sales of 500 rupees, which means in this month, my sales has been declined by 50%, right? Or you can say that, for example, my sales, I launched a campaign last week and my sales has been grown up by 20%. And other question can be like number of crimes are increasing in Pakistan based on the analysis which we have done against 2021 and 2022, right? And these examples are much simplified, definition of the term business intelligence.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this term, the one side of the business analytics is all about exploring the past, right? If I write it here again to close it, explore the historic data or trends. So now, can someone tell me about the other leg here? What is the term business analytics? Advanced analytics, sorry.
Well, I'm not sure, but probably the business intelligence part is the descriptive statistics, and the advanced analytics pertains to the prescriptive and other kind of analytical process. That's probably.
Now I will build the advanced analytics, this Excel sheet in opposite direction. In business intelligence, we are talking about the historic data, or we are talking about
Future.
Here history under business intelligence, right? But under advanced analytics, we explore the future, right? So here we will be talking about future. When we talk about future, then how the counter part of this diagram will be updated. Let me update it. I will update it like this. What will happen to my business in next, right? This is number one. Secondly, when it will happen. Okay. So under the advanced analytic term, we have become totally future perspective. Like, for example, I have checked that, for example, my sales are declining based on the month-on-month basis, but I'm still worried that whether next month I will again observe the same decline, or my sales will get revived, or, for example, if not in next month, whether the next sales decline, I will observe it in the September, in August, in November, and December. So this is a purely a future perspective here we are talking about under business analytics. Under advanced analytics, right? Is there any question so far? Hello.
No, sir.
So now its counterpart is that here we were talking about data cleansing, data storing, and other things. Here we will be talking about statistics, machine learning, right? Data science, forecasting, and simulation, right? So these are the different terms which we talk here in the counterpart, which is against the business analytics. So BI is all about like a focus toward history. Advanced analytics is a focus towards future, right? Then there is another thing like if we look at these four questions, which particular question or which particular you can say that aspect across the data we have missed across these two things.
Sir, why aspect?
Yes, the term why aspect. So why it happened, it can be answered from here as well. And why it happened, it can be answered from here as well. So this comes under the why aspect, comes under business intelligence as well, plus the advanced analytics term as well. But here it will be like we will be solving it using advanced statistical algorithm. But here either we will be solving it through realization or basic number crunching. So why terms comes under the both sides. So what will be the counterpart of this green box here?
I have a question. So when we are talking about the future in the advanced analytics column, then why we have put why it happened in that particular column? Because it still has happened. So why we have why it happened?
Okay, got it.
Because we are concerned for the future, right?
Got it. Let me try to answer it. So let's suppose you have got to know that your business sales has been declined, and it was a decline was in the June as compared to May sales or as compared to last 3 months levels, right? So what will be your next question? Whether
Yes,
your next question will be that whether it will decline again, or the first thing which will come to your mind will be why it happened, why the sales declined, right? You need a reason that why your sales declined. Isn't it like that? Hello. Yes. The natural question, next question will be why it happened, right? So, so basically, why I have placed why it happened, although it's history, but still the point is you have to reach to a pattern, you have to reach to an insight that which can answer your question that why it actually happened. For example, you may come to know that, for example, you were running a restaurant and you will, let's suppose, selling fish, and government has banned a fish on, let's suppose, salmon fish or imported fish. So it was your core recipe which was driving your sales, but since government has imposed ban, so it's really hard for you to make sure that every client coming to your restaurant should be getting the order which they had placed. So ultimately your sales got to decline, right? But if you will try to solve it through business intelligence, then you have to do a lot of manual work, right? But if you have to read to this particular insight, this particular part of analysis, which is why it happened, then these advanced machine learning algorithms helps you to reach that particular insight within few seconds, within few minutes. But if you will be doing it through business intelligence, maybe you will get an answer to this question, but it will take a week, it will take a month, it will take a week just to drill down your question, to drill down your problem and to reach to the answer that why sales decline. But when it comes to advanced analytics, when it comes to machine learning, then being advanced experts, your value add will be how you can reach to that hidden insight within 5 minutes, within 2 minutes, so that you can help the decision makers to focus more on actionability rather than the data analysis only. Hello.
Okay, so what I have understood is that we are still talking about the uh, you know, so we can still use some advanced analytics skills to explore the historic data. So
Yes.
as you have mentioned that, you know, so for instance, if some person is using Excel to have a clear understanding of historical data, and data is so much big that, you know, his Excel or some visualization tool cannot handle it, then definitely we can use some, you know, data some algorithms to analyze the data in a much, you know, faster way. So
Yes.
is it
It's not only about, it's not only about the size of data. So for example, um, just to let's define different aspects of a business, right? If you are running a business, it can have only one, what we can say is only one franchise, or you can have multiple franchises, like 20 franchises across the Pakistan, right? Then across each franchise, you are managing different menu, right? You have different types of chefs. Then there are like 400 products in total. So if you just keep these information in mind, a business, multiple franchises, multiple menus, and different items on each menu, right? So when it comes to conventional tools like Excel and other things, you cannot explore your business, or you cannot explore your problem from from more than 4 to 5 aspects, right?
I
But
got it.
that's business analytics, or this advanced analytics side help you to explore your business from like infinity number of dimensions. So it's all about breaking the barrier of human capacity across the analytical skill set.
Noted. Thank you. Thank you.
I hope it's clear now, right? So
Yes.
what will be the counterpart of this? Right information to the right person at right time.
It should be same. No.
Anything else?
Right decision at the right time.
What if I say it's all about right reason to right person at right. Like for example, there will be n number of information which will be available there, but the reason here is that my sales has declined. Restaurant CEO got to know it, owner got to know it at the right time that your weekly sales are declined. But here we are talking about what are the reasons behind this information, like why my sales were declining. So this is their objective, right? Or you can say that we can also like what was actually driving this factor, this side, what were the key factor, what were the reasons. Or you can also say it's all about root cause analysis. Why my customer is leaving. I got to know about my customer churn, that my customer is leaving me, but why they are leaving me. So this is the counterpart of here, that this advanced analytics is all about reasoning, is all about, and based on the reasoning you have to forecast it, that for example here we tell that when it will happen again, right? So this is the counterpart part, right? There's still something missing in this diagram. What can be the that, like for example, which particular question is missing in this whole story? Still one thing missing in.
Missing on the question side, sir?
No, only in this complete diagram, like which I have populated in Excel, which particular aspect is missing. You people have 2 minutes. I'm just grabbing my glass
May
of
I
water.
ask a question before this?
Yes, please.
आपने एडवांस एनालिटिक्स को इनिशिएट किया कि ये फ्यूचर एक्सप्लोर करने के लिए, राइट? बट आप जब डेफिनेशन पर पहुंचे तो आप still you back to the past, to the root cause तो past की होती है ना.
Yes, yes.
So वो एडवांस एनालिटिक्स आप इनिशियली डिफाइन कर रहे हैं पास्ट से और फिर आप कह रहे हैं कि एक्सप्लोर फ्यूचर कर रहे हैं. Is that so? Is it a kind of a chain starting from right information, then to explore the historic data, trend, or history, and then it goes again back to the chain to identify the root cause using these tools and to identify the possible future trends? Is that so?
Let's suppose I know my revenue. Let's suppose my restaurant revenue is 1,000 rupees, right? Let's take an example, right? So what if I have to? It's all about a total number which is coming at the end of the day, that through BI, that this is the 1,000 rupees of revenue which you're generating from the revenue, right? What if I want to model it like this, that actually my revenue is equal to, like, let's suppose 0.1 into number of customers plus 0.2 into, let's suppose, number of steaks sold, right, plus 0.4 into number of online delivery, right, plus 0.3 into number of per day parties, right? So isn't this like a complete mathematical equation which is solving this revenue aspect?
Right.
Right. So how I will reach to this particular aspect, that how I can break this revenue in this particular equation, this mathematical equation? This
you will using actually both things. Initially you identify the pattern and then you come up to the advanced analytics to find out that formula or this specific.
Yes, yes.
So you will infer from the historic data. You will infer from that data, and from that inference, you are going to find out this particular revenue formula that you've used.
Let's suppose today we are sitting here on 20th June 2022, right? And if I have learned about this particular inference or this particular mathematical information, can't I, let's suppose, predict revenue about my, let's suppose, what will be my revenue on 20th June 2022, right? Based on this particular equation, right?
Yes.
Or even now, let's say we will model our problem that, for example, 16 June revenue will be actually, the equation will be like this, that I have modeled my question in this perspective, that how many customers visited me on 10th of June, right?
Yeah.
So based
that would
on
be the prediction.
Yes. So based on the historic data, we are actually making the predictions of the future, right? For example, how I can link 16th June revenue with the 10th June sales or 10th June customer visits.
Yeah.
Right. So
and that
now
would be your assumption of taking combination of multiple dates.
Yes. Sorry, I lost your voice. Can you please come again?
जी मैं कह रही हूँ कि जब आपने यहाँ पर 10th of June के number of customers लिखे हैं, so it can be like your assumption कि 10th of June के number of customers लें और any other combination of date की लें या specific period की लें, whatever, that would be your assumption to find out the revenue for the specific date in future.
Yes, ठीक है. और ये and these will not be the assumptions. Actually, we will be modeling our problem statement. Being a data scientist, I will create different aspects of my business like this. We call them as feature, right?
Okay.
The features of my business, the business aspect of my business, that where I am defining and quantifying based on the basic BI tools, that where I'm managing these KPIs, and then I'm utilizing those KPIs within my data analytics domain, advanced analytics domain, to make an inference, to make a mathematical model,
Yeah.
right? Where
Right.
based on, let's suppose, if I will give input as, let's suppose, 10th June behavior, then I will be, as an output, I will be getting after, let's suppose, what I'm saying, the 16th June 2022 sale, right? And based on this assumption, what I will do, I will give input to this equation 6. As an input, I will use 16th behavior, 16th June behavior as input, and under output, I will be getting 22nd June 2022 revenue. And you can still see here that if I'm sitting here, I cannot put number of customers who will be visiting me on 17. However, I can model my problem in a way that I have assumed that next week sales are highly dependent on a 1 week sales before, right? So by sitting here on 16th June, I can easily forecast the revenue after a week. So I will have enough time now to make an offer to launch a campaign to ensure that on 22nd, my revenue should not decline and it should be near 2000. Or if I'm planning to increase it to 1200, then how should I should increase it?
Okay, right.
Right?
So you need to plan ahead, right? Okay.
Yes. So still,
can I ask a question over here?
yes, please.
Sir, up till now, I think we are assuming that this mathematical model takes into account our analysis of the historic data, correct?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. So it's like I'm building it like this. Let me add here a diagram. Just add me a picture here. So you can read this diagram like this. Because advanced analytics, for enabling advanced analytics, enabling BI layer is must. As you cannot, as here we are only talking about the historic data, and I am getting historic data from the BI side.
Okay, but what I wanted to ask was that aren't we missing a very key ingredient in this mathematical model that up till now, or which up till now we have assumed that it's based on the insights we have obtained from the historic information? Isn't domain knowledge going to come into play over here as well?
Yes.
Particularly for
we will discuss it here. That point is highlighted in upcoming slide.
Okay, sir.
Right. So coming back to the question where Nikat asked the question was that still there's something missing in this diagram. What can be done?
How aspect?
Sorry, how?
Yes, how aspect of the question.
Isn't that like related to why?
All right.
Anyone else?
Sir, inferencing from the data, from the historical data, is that the element that's missing?
No, that's being covered here, because this part is purely about inference generation. Like if I talk about the mathematical equation, dummy equation which I wrote in the next Excel sheet, that was coming from the machine learning equation. Still something.
I think it is a bridge between these two. That need to be.
Okay. So most probably, what needs to be done in the future? What needs to be done now to, solve the problem that might appear in the future? Probably that element is missing.
How to management and
what should be done?
Aspects.
What should be done to achieve my goals, right? Are required results. For example, if I got to know from BI that my sales are declining based on month-on-month basis, right? My sales, and from the advanced analytics, I got to know quickly that, for example, it is the government import level policy, where the import of fishes has been banned. So that's the reason. So what should be the next way forward, right? So ideally, at a broader perspective, being a business owner of a restaurant, my goal is to revive the sales, right? To bring back sales to the 1,000 number which I was getting 2 months ago, right? So what should be what should we should do next in this equation, right? So that's something like that's just like this thing. The bridge between is the domain knowledge, the term which like sir recently asked, that is the domain knowledge. Now number is there, now reasons are there, but still being a domain expert, being a domain knowledge person, or you can say it being a decision maker, it's me who has to take the decision. That for example, decision will be like, okay, let's send SMS to every customer who has visited our store in last year, right? And they have not ordered fish from our store. So let's them push a message to them and ask them that 30% discount will be there for next week on a particular item of chicken, right? So this is something which is purely like when we come under the business analytics. So it's all about that you have to take the action, right? But to write up, or you can say that you have to take right action which will actually result into the required output, like for example bringing back your sales back to 1,000, right? So when we talk about business analytics, then this is the whole equation, whole diagram which summarize the term business analytics, right? So there is, if we come back to this particular diagram, this one. So business analytics is a pure umbrella term. This is has nothing to do with any core expertise like technical expertise, but at least being a business analytics expert, you should be able to understand the term business intelligence, its life cycle. If I talk about here, then I'm talking about like you should be clear about the business intelligence life cycle. You should be clear about the advanced and intelligence life cycle, right? So this is like, if I further add a diagram here, this is a pure technical field. Someone from CS, he can be a good BI expert. He can be a good advanced analytics or data scientist, right? But at the end of the day, the problems being defined are how to utilize the work of a business intelligence expert and how to utilize the work of a data scientist. It's the part of a non-technical, or you can say that a person with KPIs, a person who is answerable for the KPIs, right? That person, or you can say that a business and analytics expert will be actually governing these two skill sets, right? Is it clear now? Any questions till now from the term business analytics?
Yes, sir, definitely. That's clear.
Anyone else? So business analytics is an umbrella term, right? So first takeaway was business analytics is a combination multidisciplinary field. Secondly, it's an umbrella term. Being a business analytics term, a guru, you do not need to be a guru into BI. Neither you need to become a guru in advanced analytics. But however, you should have enough knowledge to govern both sides, to govern both teams, so that someone can capture data on your behalf, some can cleanse the data on your behalf, then hand over it to data scientist team so that they can work on that data and come up with the hidden pattern, hidden insight, and then you can build a context around it. So it's like being a business analytics expert. The only thing is, if we go back here, then it's analytics skills, or we will also move forward towards these that why BI tools are like major tools for the business analytics. We will also move toward this information. But this is something like, number one thing is that you should be a number cruncher guru. That's the number one requirement. Is we come towards that who is the business analytics expert, a person who can crunch the numbers, who can read through the trends, right? who can build assumptions, who can play with the number. That's the number one requirement. That's the analytical skill set, right? So this is something which we have already like discussed in our Excel sheet, right? So where these people actually land, right? Being a business analytics expert, where you will be working? You will be working as either marketing manager, you will be working as either financial advisor, you will be working as financial analyst, or you will be working as supply chain analyst, or you can say that you can working as retention manager, customer experience manager, or any role which is purely related to the business, not the technical aspect of the business, right? So these are just the diagrams to highlight the different job roles mentioned here. So, but still there is something again, like just to summarize this thing, that how BI term and business analytics is being defined. Although if you want to learn more about BI, there's a complete playlist which I will also mention by the end of the slide deck. You can watch that. But business analytics is all about BI plus advanced analytics. In BI, you are talking about history. In advanced analytics, there are fancy words which we usually listen, that descriptive modeling, predictive modeling, optimization simulation, multimedia analytics. So there can be a lot of jargon, but the major split is BI is all about past, advanced analytics is all about future. Plus, it also comes with an additional benefit of finding hidden patterns quickly, which was really hard to find from the conventional BI methodology, right? So here is an other, you can say that type of questions. For example, here you can say that orientation, it's like rear view, it's the back front view, it's the future perspective, it's what happened, or basically it's all about past, what will happen, what will happen again, right? What's the next? These are the different methods. Here you can see dashboard, scorecard, labs, doc queries, and other things. Here there are pure statistical techniques mentioned here. Big data is involved everywhere, data types and knowledge generation. BI will be purely like human driven process, but here you can see that advanced analytics will be purely an automatic process, which will be purely driven by the artificial intelligence, or you can say that machine learning concept. Users are business users. Here the users are business users plus the technical side as well. Let's, like, there are different examples which I mentioned in slide, but let's discuss one in detail. For example, financial services, I have observed fraud detection, but let's explore that fraud detection from two perspectives, either through BI or advanced analytics. Like fraud detection from the BI's perspective is which particular card has been flagged as fraud, right? How many cards has been flagged as fraud, right? This is history. But if I want to detect that if my customer base, or I have issued 1 million credit cards, then which one of the 10 credit card or 1,000 credit cards that they will make a fraud in upcoming week, or you can say that they will make a fraud in the month of July. That's a pure advanced analytics perspective, right? Here you people have 2 minutes. You can read this thing in detail, right? Just I'm going to grab my cup of water, sorry, glass of water. I will be back soon. So just read through this slide deck to get a perspective, or to make a closure to this discussion, the differentiation between BI and this. So read about all of the use cases. So the difference between the term BI and advanced analytics is clear to everyone?
Yes,
Any question about the differentiation between two words? Two terms? No questions so far? So there are other like questions as well. So let me jump to the next. So there is still something missing. What is that? Like, can someone
Domain
try to
knowledge.
explain this slide deck?
Domain knowledge.
Context.
Can you
What the
please
business does.
Sorry, sir. Please go ahead.
What the business actually does.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone else? So next thing is adding context to the numbers. Like that guy who is sitting at the top of this diagram, the business analytics, a person who is responsible for the KPI, like a CEO is responsible for the decline in the sales of the business, right? So he needs some context to those numbers which are floating in this whole equation. Either they are floating through BI, either they are floating through advanced analytics. So every number which is floating in this whole ecosystem should be explored through a context, which we also call it as a domain knowledge, right? But there are still some generic things exist which provide context to these things, right? So so particularly the people who are from the marketing background, they would have properly heard about the 4 Ps, right? So this is the one of the framework which helps you to add a perspective to your numbers, to your statistics, to your insights. That, for example, which product was it, at which price it was being sold, on which promotion channel its ads was being running, and for example, where it was available, right? So this is one of the basic framework to provide context to your numbers. Then there's another thing like Rfm Matrix. It's a quite famous framework by Kotler. It's Rfm Matrix. It's like when it was the last time your customer visited. It's the recency. How many times he visited my store in last year, and then what was his value, right? So this is an other framework which actually provide context to your data, right? So to understand this concept, that what does it mean when someone says that provide context to your data, what does it mean? I hope you people are not getting bored.
Sir, valid reasoning for the
Yeah.
analysis.
Further support of the analysis. Like,
Let's watch a video.
There is a little known about the RFM analysis in e-commerce. However, when using it, you can get a clear vision about. There is a little known about the RFM analysis in e-commerce. However,
Let me share the screen with audio.
there is a little known about the RFM analysis in e-commerce. However, when using it, you can get a clear vision about what's working and what's not in your e-commerce. Who are your most important customers and who's your ideal customer profile? Right now, you are losing a ton of opportunities because you are not using the RFM model. You don't know which are the most valuable customer segments. And according to Rfm Matrix, after 24 months, 50% of the revenue is being generated by the returning customers of your e-commerce. RFM is your ally in the retention game. When you know your customers' buying behaviors, you are one step closer towards decoding their needs and their preferences. So it is a step closer to starting a meaningful conversation. I'm Valentin Radu, CEO of OmniConvert, the growth marketing platform for e-commerce websites aiming for data-driven growth. Today, I'm gonna show you what Rfm segmentation is and what you should do about it in order to grow your e-commerce. Keep watching. The Rfm model has been around since the 70s. It allowed the direct mailing marketers to know things about their audience based on the recency, frequency, and monetary value. The first step in building an RFM model is to have a look at your own customer database and extract the historical data available for calculating the recency, frequency, and monetary values. Right now you have in your database a lot of one-night standers, a lot of Don Juans, but you also have true lovers or even your soulmates. But I'll tell you more about this a bit later in the video. You are so wrong if you think e-commerce is about a one-night stand. No, it's about generating constant emotions. It's about habit forming. It's about being data-driven and analyzing what's going on in the mind of your customers. This is why it's crucial to know your buyer persona through their buying behaviors. This can help you begin a relevant conversation, which may lead to a happy customer and a long-lasting relationship with a happy end, of course. How often have you asked yourself these questions? But how do you actually do this? You will get something like 555. A customer with 5 as a score for recency means the most recent customer. A customer with 5 for frequency means a customer which is in the group of the most frequent buyers. And a customer which gets 5 as a score for monetary value means a customer which is in the group of the most valuable customers, the ones that spend the most on your website. So mainly the segments are built like this. In terms of recency, you cut the whole database of customers into 5 different groups. 5 means the best score. That means the most recent customers. 1 means the smallest score. That means the customers which bought long time ago. And 2, 3, 4 means you've got the picture. So in terms of monetary, you do the same. 5 is for the group of customers that bought the most. 1 is for the group of customers that bought the least. And in terms of frequency, let's say the average customer made 4.4 orders on your website. But 5 stands for the group of customers that placed more than 15 orders on your website, and 1 means the group of customers that placed only 1 order. In this manner, you can understand which are the most important champions in your database and which are the ones that you need to treat completely differently. Look at the RFM model as a maze. If you change one value from the equation, you are suddenly dealing with a new type of customer with a different buying behavior and different needs, so you need different marketing tactics to address him. Let's play a game. Ta-da! What you have here is a group of customers who bought from you a long time ago. They placed a few orders, but those orders were very valuable. What do you need to do here? You can't afford to lose these customers. Maybe write them a handwritten letter or give them a courtesy call asking about their experience and give them a special treatment to re-engage them. What about 515? These are customers that bought recently from you only one time, but very expensive products. They have a lot of potential, so you need to treat them very, very, very carefully. So what can you do about these RFM segments? You have here the true lovers, you have the soulmates, you have the Don Juans or the one-night standers. You have the about to lose customers. So you might want to do a brainstorming with your team and come up with benefits that you can give them throughout their buyer journey. So you can give them things like personal assistant, a handwritten note, or special discount codes or vouchers that allow them to install the habit form. Also, if you want to discover things about your buyer persona, like lifetime value, customer acquisition cost, or how to run cohort analysis, make sure you check out our OmniConvert plugin, especially built for Magento e-commerce platform. This extension empowers you to
So now can someone explain me like the thing which we were talking about, adding context to your business, right? How RFM has added context to your numbers, to your insights. Can someone explain? Or if someone has any question towards this particular slide deck, like this one, with respect to RFM. Any questions so far? No question, guys?
No, sir.
So adding context is like, you can call it as a domain knowledge, which is actually a more specific thing along with the context. Like for example, understanding about a telecom business, understanding about a banking business, but that context should be generated through a particular framework. It can be 4Ps, it can be RFM, it can be business canvas model, business model canvas, sorry. For example, in business canvas model, we try to identify our key partners, key activities, value proposition, other things. A lot of things we frame them in a systematic way, right? Then there's an Apple BCG matrix, which is BCG matrix is quite famous when analyzing your data and particularly products based on the quantifiable numbers are purely based on data. Then there are McKinsey 7S frameworks. So there are a lot of things. There are a lot of like frameworks which helps you to add context to your numbers or context to your data, right? And BI and advanced analytics are the tools which helps you to implement these frameworks, right? For example, here the RFM was purely a BI driven framework, right? So there are so many things which we can implement or we can solve our problem by using these frameworks, right? So any questions so far? Are now this term is clear? This slide deck is clear?
Yes, sir.
So coming back to this slide deck, initially we covered this. When we talk about management, then definitely we are talking about these frameworks. When we're talking about management, it's not about people management. It's not about, let's suppose, you can say that project management. It's all about that how you can explore a business from a standard perspective, from standard frameworks. Like there will be being a, for example, if uh, so for example, if you are a marketing manager, you will be interested in the frameworks which are associated with the marketing, right? If you are a financial advisor, you will be interested in these frameworks which are mentioned here, right? If you are, for example, supply chain analyst, then you will be looking the things from the supply chain perspective, right? So it's all about like, you can term it in a broader perspective as domain knowledge, but I will say that, for example, domain knowledge is equal to knowledge of these frameworks plus the knowledge of operation model of that business. For example, how banks work, how telecom works. For example, application of these 4Ps on telecom, application on these 4Ps on banking, application of these 4Ps on e-commerce. Three of the industries, same framework, but they will provide you a different management perspective or context to your data, right? So being a business analytics expert, you have to find a way forward, that whether you are looking for a marketing management way forward, you're looking for a financial management way forward, or you're looking for a supply chain management track, right? Then the last thing is BI software. Why it's important, or why this third circle is there? Although we discussed that BI is mainly driven by the core technical people, what can be the reason? Anyone, please? Anyone would like to add something? anyone would like to add something here, that why the pink circle is here? Okay. Have you people heard about the data analytics skill set? Data analyst skill set? Actually, a business analytics expert is actually a modern data analyst. I will add a picture here. So just tell me one thing, that can a person become a business analytic expert without a basic knowledge of being a data analyst? Can a person become a business analytic expert? Can a person become a business analytic expert without becoming a data analyst?
डेटा एनालिसिस की बेसिक्स बताना तो जरूरी होंगी.
Yes. Anything else?
Sir, he can become a data analyst, but he will not be able to leverage the tools that either the modern day tools that we have. He won't be able to do that. He'll have to do a lot of the work manually. So that's going to take up a lot of time.
So अगर उसके पास वो अगर data analytics
I think
नहीं
if
है,
he has a team of, I think if he has a team of data analysts and other professionals and domain knowledge, he can certainly be a good analyst.
so अगर एक बंदे के पास जो business analytics expert है, he can be a business analytics expert, but अगर वो खुद ना कर सकता होगा, तो उसका overall काम जो है वो काफी slow होगा. Let's suppose he will ask someone to share this particular insight, to share this particular data, ठीक है, और फिर उसके ऊपर जो है वो कोई डिसीजन लेगा, इंसाइट लाएगा, उसका काम ओवरऑल काफी स्लो होगा, ठीक है. बट इन दिस कट थ्रू कंपटीशन वर्ल्ड, और particularly digital pace, when you are working in big organizations like telco, और अब बैंकिंग भी उसी पेस पे आते जा रहे हैं, ठीक है, और इसके अलावा और इंश्योरेंस इंडस्ट्री होगी ग्लोबली, ठीक है, ई कॉमर्स हो गई, where your decision should not be a matter of weeks or months. Your decision, your operational decision should be matter of minutes. Therefore, आप अगर 9 बजे सुबह ऑफिस आते हैं और आपको पता लग गया कि सेल्स कम हो गई हैं, और आपको 4 बजे जाके आंसर मिलता है कि सेल्स क्यों कम हो गई हैं, ठीक है, उसके बाद आपके पास सिर्फ 2 घंटे होंगे टू मेक एन एक्शनेबिलिटी, ठीक है. ये सारा सिनेरियो करता है इससे लिंक. अगर उसके पास टूल की एक्सेस होगी, एंड ही कैन क्विकली रन द लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ बीआई, एंड ही कैन क्विकली रन द लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ डेटा साइंस, तो क्या होगा, उसको 9 बजे आएगा, 10 बजे उसके पास आंसर होंगे, ठीक है, और 6 तक की विंडो. अब कितने घंटे बन गए आपके? 6 और 2 8, सो 8 आवर्स उसके पास होंगे फॉर एक्शनेबिलिटी, कि मैंने ये कैंपेन लॉन्च करनी है, ठीक है. सो इफेक्टिव मीन्स कह लें कि एक ट्रू सेंस में प्रोडक्टिव बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स एक्सपर्ट जो है वो इन मॉडर्न टूल्स पे इक्विप्ड होता है. नंबर 1 इज एक्सेल. एक्सेल को हम बहुत लाइक पर्टिकुलरली जो लोग एमबीए के रिसेंट ग्रेजुएट्स हैं, एक्सपीरियंस लोग, तो इस बात को मेरी जो है वो वेरीफाई करेंगे कि मेरे ख्याल में जब से हमने जॉब स्टार्ट की होगी, कोई ऐसा दिन नहीं गुजरा होगा जिस दिन हमने एक्सेल ना खोली. बेशक आप आईटी बैकग्राउंड से हैं, बेशक आप किसी और डोमेन से हैं, एक्सेल इज समथिंग जो कि की कह लें टूल्स के अंदर आता है जो हम डे यूज करते हैं. देन सेकंड थिंग इज पावर बीआई, विच इज अ विजुअलाइजेशन टूल, ठीक है. थर्ड जो है वो नाइम है, ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप डेटा साइंस टूल, ठीक है. सो एक इफेक्टिव बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स एक्सपर्ट को ये तीन टूल जो हैं वो आने चाहिए, ठीक है, प्लस उसको अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो कि उसकी जॉब क्या है, उसकी जेडी क्या है. दिस इज इज जेडी टू गवर्न द होल इकोसिस्टम. ठीक है. एंड ही शुड हैव द कैपेबिलिटी टू ड्राई रन दीज थिंग्स क्विकली विदाउट बीइंग डिपेंडेंट ऑन अदर पर्सन. ठीक है. तो दिस इज द बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स टर्म या टूल्स या स्किल्स है. ठीक है. तो यहाँ तक मेरी जो है वो क्या कहते हैं उसे स्लाइड डेक्स जो मैंने टारगेट की थी वो कंप्लीट हो गई हैं. इससे आगे डेटा लिटरेसी पे हैं. यू कैन ऑल्सो लाइक वॉच डाइस एनालिटिक्स प्ले लिस्ट. मैं अगर रिकमेंड करूँ आपको, ठीक है, डाइस एनालिटिक्स में जाएं, प्ले लिस्ट में जाएं और ये डेटा लिटरेसी. ठीक है. इसकी वीडियो जरूर देखें इफ यू आर प्लानिंग टू शिफ्ट योर कैरियर टू डेटा एनालिटिक्स. ऑल दो ये के 8 से 10 घंटे की वीडियोस हैं, बट दे विल क्लियर ईच एंड एवरी एस्पेक्ट, ईच एंड एवरी ऑफ योर क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू डेटा एनालिटिक्स, बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स एंड डेटा एनालिटिक्स टर्म. ठीक है, कि ये क्या चीज़ें हैं. और एक्चुअल में ऑल दो के ये वर्ड बड़ा सिंपल सा है. ठीक है. बट इफ़ यू गो थ्रू दिस इक्वेशन तो आपकी बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स की जो कम्युनिटी होती है या कह लें जो 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 ग्रुप बैठा होता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर, उसके अंदर ये सब प्लेयर्स होते हैं जो कि इस होल इकोसिस्टम को चला रहे होते हैं. ठीक है. लाइक दिस इज अनदर डायग्राम जो कि हाईलाइट करती है इस पूरे इकोसिस्टम को. जब हम बात करते हैं एनालिटिक्स की, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट एनालिटिक्स, डेटा एनालिटिक्स इकोसिस्टम. ठीक है. सो मस्ट वॉच एंड मस्ट वॉच the playlist which is available here under the data free data literacy term. ठीक है. ये होगी सेकंड लास्ट चीज. इस स्लाइड में और भी है बहुत कुछ, बट आई विल ओनली बी रिस्ट्रिक्टिंग माई सेल्फ टू डेटा एनालिटिक्स. ठीक है. तो डेटा लिटरेसी की फ्रेमवर्क जरूर देखें. एंड लास्ट थिंग इज जस्ट टू क्विक ओवरव्यू ऑफ आवर तो अगर आप जो भी हमने चीज़ें कवर की हैं, ठीक है, उसके अंदर आकर ब्रेक करें तो पहले एक्सेल के बारे में बताया जाता है फिर एक्सेल के बारे में, फिर बेसिक नंबर क्रंचिंग के बारे में, देन इट्स ऑल अबाउट ट्रेंड्स फोरकास्टिंग जो ट्रेंड्स की चीज़ें हैं, देन वी जंप टू डिफरेंट फ्रेमवर्क्स, देन वी टॉक अबाउट मार्केट सेगमेंटेशन, मार्केट प्राइसिंग. ठीक है. और लास्ट इज डेटा विजुअलाइजेशन कि जब ये सारी चीज़ें हो जाएंगी तो हम इसको विजुअलाइज कैसे करें. ठीक है. तो ये दिस इज द कोर्स कंटेंट व्हिच वी ऑफर अंडर बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स कोर्स. ठीक है. तो दैट इट for from my side. If you people have any questions, do ask me. I will be happy to answer those questions. And secondly, I hope आप लोगों ने सेशन जो है वो एंजॉय किया होगा. मैंने आप लोगों का टाइम नहीं ज़ाया किया होगा. Any
Sir,
questions?
what about the NIME tool, which was the third tool for data analysis? Will it be touched in the course?
सर इस कोर्स में नहीं होगा, उसके लिए नो कोड डेटा साइंस का अलग से पूरा कोर्स है.
Okay, sir.
जिसके अंदर कंप्लीट जो एडवांस एनालिटिक्स वाली टर्म है उसको क्लियर किया जाता है. तो हम उसके भी अगर हम जाएं, इसको मैं खुद पढ़ाता हूँ. ठीक है. जिस तरह ये 9 का इंट्रोडक्शन है, फिर सेगमेंटेशन एक टेक्निक होती है, फिर क्लस्टरिंग. ठीक है. देन प्रेडिक्टिव मॉडलिंग होती है, रिग्रेशन होती है. ठीक है. डिसीजन मेकिंग टूल्स होते हैं. ठीक है. यूज केसेस डिस्कशन. दिस इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव जो कि प्योरली डेटा साइंस फॉर नॉन कोडर वाली जो लैग है वो इस चीज़ को कवर करती है. ठीक है. इट्स ओनली फोकस्ड ऑन दिस. बट जो बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स का कोर्स है वो ये जो मैं सिलेक्ट कर रहा हूँ इन एरिया को सिलेक्ट करता हूँ. ठीक है. एनी क्वेश्चन?
ये कोर्स ऑनलाइन है कि ऑफलाइन है, ये बता दो.
सर ऑनलाइन हमारा अपना एलएमएस है. ठीक है. एलएमएस पे कंडक्ट किया जाता है. ये कोर्स जो है वो एलएमएस पे आएगा. दिस इज आवर एलएमएस. ठीक है, तो जूम बेस्ड सेशन होंगे लाइव, प्लस आफ्टर 1 आवर ऑफ सेशन एंडिंग जो है वो आपको रिकॉर्डिंग्स अवेलेबल हो जाएंगी। जिस तरह फॉर एग्जाम्पल बैंक फ्लॉग की ट्रेनिंग मैंने करवाई थी, तो इसमें अगर मैं जाऊँ तो यू कैन सी द रिकॉर्डिंग्स विल बी इमीडिएटली राइट आफ्टर द सेशन।
Obviously, most of the person.
ठीक है सर। सर, हाउ शुड आई चार्ट माई कैरियर एज बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स? बिजनेस एनालिस्ट या बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स एक्सपर्ट, we consider them these two terms as a different terms, ठीक है। सो बिजनेस एनालिस्ट वो होता है जो कि ओवरऑल सिस्टम को रीड करता है और उसके ऊपर कुछ ऑटोमेशन डिजाइन करेगा या उसके अंदर से कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉर्ट आउट करने के लिए कोई टेक्नोलॉजी का सोल्यूशन लाएगा। दैट्स बिजनेस एनालिस्ट। बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स एक्सपर्ट जो है वो आपका दिस इज समथिंग जो कि हमने आज प्योरली डिस्कस किया है, जो पर्टिकुलरली इस कोर्स को करने से आप यू कैन स्टार्ट द थिंग। ठीक है, बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स सर आई वुड रिकमेंड कि या तो आप ऑनलाइन यूट्यूब पे वीडियोस देखना शुरू करें, ठीक है, और उसके मुताबिक, और मैंने दूसरा बताया कि बिफोर लाइक जंपिंग टू द कैरियर मस्ट वॉच आवर यूट्यूब प्लेलिस्ट डेटा लिटरेसी वाली, उसके अंदर से आपको बहुत से क्वेश्चन क्लियर होंगे, ठीक है। देन गो टू लाइक यूट्यूब, आप उधर से कुछ कोर्सेज देख सकते हैं, यूडेमी से देख सकते हैं, कोर्सेरा से देख सकते हैं, और यू कैन कम टू डाइस एनालिटिक्स, ठीक है, हम भी आपको सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, इट्स योर चॉइस। बट आई विल स्टिल से कि जो यूट्यूब पे हमारी डेटा लिटरेसी की प्लेलिस्ट है वो जरूर देखें बिफोर यू चॉक आउट योर प्लान कि अच्छा आपने किस तरह बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स एक्सपर्ट वाले डोमेन में जाना।
हाँ सर, आपकी वेबसाइट पे एक डेटा साइंस कोर्स है, दो इनफैक्ट डेटा साइंस एंड एमएल, डेटा साइंस नॉन कोडर। So in the start of this presentation, some asked between the business analyst and data science.
सर देखें, जो नो कोड वाला है ना वो प्योरली है बिजनेस ग्रेजुएट्स के लिए, ठीक है। दे आर टारगेटिंग टू बिकम बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स एक्सपर्ट, बट दे मस्ट हैव an understanding or hands-on experience on the data science life cycle. For them, it's the data science no code. अगर कोई आईटी का बंदा है जिसने कोर बनना ही डेटा साइंटिस्ट है, ठीक है, then he should be enrolling himself to Python related data science course.
एक बंदा जो है जो बिजनेस बैकग्राउंड से है और उसने अपने ग्रेजुएशन में या पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट में थोड़ा बहुत प्रोग्रामिंग सीखी हुई है, एंड नाउ ही वांट्स टू स्विच हिज और हर कैरियर to something technical, right? He wants to learn Python for business analysis or data science. So वो फिर business आपका data science for with Python वाला कोर्स करे, उसको recommend करेंगे?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
और क्वेश्चन किसी का?
जी मैं पूछना चाह रही थी कि एसक्यूएल की कितनी इम्पोर्टेंस है और किस लेवल तक का एसक्यूएल आना चाहिए while working for as an analyst और बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स?
देखें, जो है ना, मतलब एसक्यूएल एक कोर स्किल है जिसके थ्रू हम डेटा पुल करते हैं अंडरलाइंग सिस्टम्स के अंदर से, जहाँ पे यूजर के पैटर्न, यूजर के बिहेवियर पड़ेगा, ठीक है। इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। कहीं पे बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स एक्सपर्ट को डेटा के ऊपर एक्सेस होती है, कहीं पे नहीं होती, ठीक है। बट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इट्स बिकमिंग अ नॉर्म कि बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स एक्सपर्ट को डेटा बेसिस पे डायरेक्ट एक्सेस होती है। तो अपने वो काम को पेसअप करने के लिए एसक्यूएल को यूज करते हुए जो है ना वो क्या कहते हैं, अपना काम कर रहा था, ठीक है। सो इट्स अ वेरी गुड एडिशन टू योर स्किल सेट, नॉट अ मस्ट टू हैव बट अ वेरी गुड स्किल सेट। कि अगर फॉर एग्जांपल आपको एसक्यूएल नहीं आती तो आपकी शायद बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स में जॉब लैंड करने की प्रोबेबिलिटी 50% होगी, अगर आपको एसक्यूएल आती है तो 90% हो जाएगी।
ओके, एंड लाइक हाउ मच एसक्यूएल should one need to know, like कितना एक होता है ना एक्सपर्ट लेवल, एक बिगिनर लेवल, लाइक किस लेवल तक का एटलीस्ट आना चाहिए?
देखें, एटलीस्ट तो ये है कि आपको डेटा ग्रुपिंग और ज्वाइंस जो है वो लाजमी आने चाहिए, ठीक है। ज्वाइंस
बिकॉज़ अमूमन तो डेटाबेस का ही कांसेप्ट नहीं होता ना। फॉर एग्जांपल आई हैव अ डिग्री इन स्टैटिस्टिक्स, मगर मुझे एज अ पर्सन मुझे डेटाबेस का कांसेप्ट नहीं है, तो उसके ऊपर कैसे काम करना है?
देखें, आपने डेटाबेस डिजाइन नहीं करना, आपने अंडरलाइंग डेटा को एनालाइज करना है, जो डेटाबेस किसी और ने डिजाइन किया होगा, राइट, ठीक है। तो अगर आपने एक्सेल के अंदर काम किया हुआ है ठीक है, तो that's the enough starting point to learn SQL.
Fine. And
SQL
how
for
much? The same question for the Python.
Yes, same goes for Python. If you want to use Python as data analyst, but yes, उसमें थोड़ी coding instinct ज़्यादा चाहिए होती है. Like in non-technical background के बंदे को SQL सीखना is much easier as compared to a person जो कि non-technical background से है वो Python सीखता है.
Non-technical means IT person. Non-technical का मतलब है non-IT person or
non-IT person.
Okay. So for example, I have a degree in statistics, like it's been like a long time back, although magar I have been using statistical analysis like for multiple years of my profession. So can I do for the non-coders wala course as well?
Yes. Non-coders वाला है ही इसलिए कि those people who have basic understanding of Excel, how we can bring them out of the limitations of Excel. जैसे हम 1 million rows से ज़्यादा प्रोसेस नहीं कर सकते Excel के अंदर. Then जो है वो उसके अलावा और 10 चीजें हैं. लेट्स एडवांस स्टैटिस्टिकल एनालिसिस नहीं रन कर सकते, वो किस तरह आप कर सकते हैं.
And what if अगर हमें कभी किसी भी लेवल की सपोर्ट चाहिए हो, so इसका क्या आपका प्रोसीजर होता है, क्या तरीकाकार है? How can we like get into your team or any member? Okay, we need X type of the support or like उसका क्या तरीकाकार होता है?
देखें, एक तो होता है कि आप हमारे कोर्स में एनरोल हो, हमारे टीएस होते हैं, ठीक है, वो कोर्सेज वगैरह करवाते हैं, उसके अंदर आपको सपोर्ट मिलती है 24/7 आपके इंस्ट्रक्टर को. दूसरा, आपके पास प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है तो आपसे हमारे से कंसल्टेंसी सर्विसेज ले सकती हैं, हम उस एंगल पे सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. थर्ड जो है वो ये है कि अगर फॉर एग्जांपल आप ट्रेनिंग लेते हैं तो ऑफकोर्स जो टॉपर्स होते हैं, जो क्रीम होती है, उनको हम अपनी टीम में इंडक्टिंग करते हैं. ठीक है. तो थर्ड, अगर आपका पर्सपेक्टिव एचआर हायरिंग के पर्सपेक्टिव से है तो वो ये है, वी नॉट ओनली हायर इन आवर टीम्स बट वी डू आल्सो रिकमेंड पीपल इन मार्केट बिकॉज लाइक अच्छे एनालिटिकल स्किल सेट वाले लोग मार्केट में कम होते हैं नंबर पेंसिल.
Okay, fine, great. Thank you so much for the answers.
Thank you.
I have another question. So अगर हम इस चीज को असाइड रखें कि आईटी सिस्टम आईटी का बंदा जो है उसके स्किल्स अच्छे हैं प्रोग्रामिंग के और मैनेजमेंट और बिजनेस के बंदा जो है उसको काफी सीखना पड़ता है. सो अगर हम इसको असाइड रखें, सो इन योर एक्सपीरियंस पाकिस्तान के इकोसिस्टम में ग्लोबली जो है बिजनेस एनालिस्ट, इनमें कितनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज जो है वो दे रिक्वायर अ पर्सन टू हैव गुड प्रोग्रामिंग स्किल्स, एंड कितने परसेंट जो है वो इट्स फाइन नॉट टू हैव लाइक प्रोग्रामिंग स्किल्स एंड यू कैन यूज सम अदर टेक्निक्स टू हैव बिजनेस एनालिसिस.
देखें, बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स का जो है ना वो प्रोग्रामिंग बैकग्राउंड से होना कोई मस्ट नहीं है, ना ही कोई वैल्यू है फॉर अ कोर बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स एक्सपर्ट. ठीक है. हाँ, अगर आप डेटा साइंस में जाना चाहते हैं तो आप आईटी या प्रोग्रामिंग बैकग्राउंड से हैं तो दैट्स अ ह्यूज प्लस. ठीक है. तो आप अपने प्रॉब्लम को अगर फ्रेम करें तो इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट डिफरेंशिएशन व्हेन इट कम्स टुवर्ड्स बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स एक्सपर्ट, देन आईटी डिग्री या नॉन आईटी डिग्री डजंट मैटर एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. इट्स द मेनली, क्योंकि किसी भी बंदे को टूल सिखाया जा सकता है, किसी भी बंदे को जो है वो मैनेजमेंट या एक्सपीरियंस सिखाया जा सकता है, बट उसको एनालिटिकल स्किल सेट नहीं सिखाया जा सकते. ठीक है. इफ यू आर अ गुड mentally good number cruncher, then you are from IT background or you are from not IT background, non-IT background, it's irrespective of that domain, you can still become very exceptional business analytics expert. ठीक है. आई होप मैंने ये क्वेश्चन पार्शली आंसर कर दिया. हाँ, अगर आप डेटा साइंस में जाना चाहते हैं तो डेफिनेटली जो आईटी की डिग्री है दैट्स अ ह्यूज प्लस इफ यू आर ओनली टॉकिंग अबाउट डेटा साइंस.
ओके, थैंक्स.
और कोई क्वेश्चन किसी का? आई होप मैंने आंसर कर दिए होंगे सबके. जिसने साइन आउट करना है वो साइन आउट कर दे. एंड आई होप आप लोगों ने सेशन एंजॉय किया होगा और आपके जो क्वेश्चंस थे वो क्लियर करने की कोशिश की मैंने. एंड पर्टिकुलरली एक काफ़ी एम्बिगुअस सी टर्म होती है बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स, उसको मैंने काफ़ी हद तक क्लियर किया होगा. राइट. सो थैंक्स एवरीवन फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. इस सेशन की रिकॉर्डिंग भी अपलोड हो जाएगी. डू शेयर इन योर सर्कल दोज हु आर इंटरेस्टेड इन एक्सप्लोरिंग द बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स domain. And you people can also connect with me on LinkedIn, and whenever you have a question you can just send me a message. I will try to be as responsive as possible on LinkedIn to answer your question. So thanks everyone, take care and enjoy your life.
Thank you so much.